Hello PreSales community, how are you? Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to save time as a pre-sales professional. There are great tools that I use that help me do things faster and more efficiently. So let's go! Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Caio Oliveira, and as pre-sales specialists, we know how important is for us the time, right? I think it's our most precious asset, and especially to keep our work-life balance within our companies, we actually have to focus on what is more important to us and work on things that are really fun to do, right? And not doing repetitive tasks and things like that. So I will present you 5 of my preferred tools that I use it on my daily basis. So let's go. And the first tool that I use daily is called TextSniper. Several times a day we need to quickly annotate something if we are kind of in Zoom meetings, in remote meetings, and let's see how easy it is to copy any text from any videos or any image. So for example, here I have a video that I'm playing, for example, and I really need to grab it what's being shown. So let's take this for example. I have it here, capture text. I just select it and let me go to my Notion page, and it's done. And that's for me really interesting. And what you can really do is actually create some shortcuts as well to easier your job. For example, let's continue on the video. So here, this one for example, and it's done. You see how easy it is for you to quickly annotate. I'm using it daily. Strongly recommend to you. And another great tool that I use, actually this could be 2 tools, is Magnet and BetterSnapTool for window management. Especially if you use a large monitor or 2 monitors, that will be really helpful. So let's see. Here for example, I have here a spreadsheet, I have my Notion, I have my email, and sometimes I really need to have them in different part of. For example, here I can put it here on the left, and I can easily put it here on the right. So, but definitely using the shortcuts is the easier way for you to navigate that. So, for example, you can put this on top, this on the left, or put it here on the right. Come back to this. So that's really, really helpful when you're doing a lot of, you're watching, for example, a Zoom meeting and you need to annotate something. You definitely will leverage a great tool like that and using your keyboard, your shortcuts to do that. And for example, I do a lot of live demos, and sometimes I need to open a console. And what I usually like to do, I actually do that beforehand. I can, for example, I need to put this console window here on the bottom, and that browser, for example, okay, this browser right here, right? So to quickly do that, I can leverage BetterSnapTool, that you can create what they call the snap areas. For example, so I can create this snap area for this monitor, and I will put it, for example, here. And for this one, I will create another snap area, and that will be this one. And for example, here and here, right? So for example, when I have this in full mode, or this is, let's see, for example, here and here, and I want to come back to the demo position I showed. So I just grab the window and put it here, and I will grab the terminal window and put it here. So it's done. Really easy to use and really helpful when you're handling a lot of windows. The third tool that I use daily, and this is for you to improve something, you have to know the data to get improved. If it is 1%, 10%, so I use Rize to maximize my productivity. That's a really helpful tool because I can definitely see what I'm doing. And let me open here my Rize tool. So let's see it here. I can actually comment that, and here Rize, it will automatically track all the websites, and it has integration with the web browsers to understand what I'm actually doing, and I can check at the end of the day or even the end of the week or the end of month how I'm doing. Is really interesting is that also he can track the time where you're focusing on a specific topic, and also regarding meetings. And actually it reminds you if you want to take some breaks. That's really important, so you can definitely also check on that. And for you to categorize something is extremely easy. I'm doing that constantly on the end of my days, for example. So for example, here I can open the miscellaneous, and I can see a few websites that I can track and change anything that I want. For example, here I can put it like on automation for Tuya, and I will see a lot of the where was my day. What's interesting as well is that Rize also provides for you an email at the end of the day. Of course, you can have that or not, regarding how was your day, how many hours did you work, regarding breakdowns, regarding focus, meetings, breaks, and all the categories that you work towards the day. So really helpful tool for you to understand what's your productivity and how you can improve daily on things that you're, for example, doing a lot of social media or browsing that you're supposed to be doing a more useful, depending of course of depending of what you actually do. If you're liking this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And the fourth tool I use daily and I strongly recommend is Typedesk. It's actually a tool that's more targeted for teams, but definitely if you have a team, or it will be much more relevant. Even if you're a single individual like me, you'll be using that a lot. So Typedesk is actually a way for you if you're doing a lot of like repetitive words, even emojis. And so let's see how it works. For example, if I want to create a quick way to do some repetitive tasks, for example, I can create here a response. For example, subscribe to my channel. And here on settings, I can put what will be the shortcut. So it could be like subscribe YouTube, and I will save the response. And now if I put sub IT, it will automatically put it that for me. Another great way is actually, and you can go here on get started, you can use variables as well. That's really helpful, especially if you're doing a lot of repetitive emails that you just change the person name or things like different. So there's a guide on how to use variables. Just click copy, and here on the reference number you can put it like any number, for example, and if what's the content type, and you just copy and you see that's the reference number and it's definitely here. So really helpful tool that especially if you have teams that can share the same responses, that's definitely something really useful. There's also a free tools that could do things like that, so strongly recommend you to take a look as well. And please feel free to post any questions that you might have or any comments down below. I'm really interested to know which tools are you leveraging to save time and on your work. And the fifth tool, and for me I think it's the most important that I'm using daily, not only on work but also to track personal stuff, is Notion. Notion for me is actually kind of my second brain, where I will show you here. I can track my projects, my tasks. I use the to-do lists, where I put it all my habits, when I have my journal, my agenda as well. I track my finances. I do pretty much a lot of stuff. It's good that you can consolidate everything in the same place. So definitely, and is a really powerful tool that, for example, here I can have and track, have an idea on my diet. That's a funny story. At the beginning of the year, I decided to lose a lot of weight. Of course, Notion was not the entirely responsible for that. A lot of was based on my will, but definitely Notion helped me to keep track on things that I was eating every day, and also how was my weight month by month. Also, I doing some tracking my activities, if I was running, doing some cycling, things like that. So Notion for me is the perfect tool. If I have to choose only one, I think I will choose Notion. And definitely stay tuned to the channel. I will definitely create much more Notion videos, and also will share a few of my templates with you. And of course, there's a lot of other tools to increase your productivity. It was really hard to me to find and select only 5. I have a few others that I use daily. So if you're interested and you liked this video, please put your comments down below, and if you want another video with more tools. And also, I'm really interested to know what tools do you use in your daily basis. Continue your journey to my channel, and I see you on the next video. Bye!